This is the Petroglyph National Monument located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Petroglyph National Monument has one of the largest petroglyph sites in North America. The designs and symbols carved onto volcanic rocks by Native Americans and Spanish settlers from 400 to 700 years ago express their cultural and religious experience. In this video, we'll share our own experiences at the main visitor center for this national monument and our hike through the Piedras Marcadas Canyon. Welcome to Hipfig. If you're a travel enthusiast, then join our community by subscribing to this channel. This is the Albuquerque, New Mexico Travel Guide series. This episode is the Petroglyph National Monument Visitor Center and Piedras Marcadas Canyon Trail Travel Guide for visitors to Albuquerque. After some sightseeing, we decided to visit the Petroglyph National Monument Visitor Center. It's more of an information center.
Continue on Montaña Road Northwest for 1.5 miles.
The visitor center is located on the Western Trail.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Unser Boulevard Northwest.
The visitor center is located off Unser Boulevard. Go northwest at Western Trail intersection, and it's approximately 3 miles north of I-40. Once on Western Trail, follow the road to the Visitor Information Center parking lot. You'll see the brown signs.
In a 1/4 mile, turn right.
The Information Center is open daily from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and the park store is open daily from 9 to 4 p.m. The Visitor Center is closed Thanksgiving Day, December 25th, and January 1st, also closed during severe weather conditions. The Visitor Center typically closes at 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Please be advised that the Petroglyph Visitor Center does not have any trails within the Visitor Center property. There is plenty of free parking as well as an outside restroom near the parking lot. When we arrived around noon, it was already hot. There was a tent outside with volunteers and park rangers who offered information, park brochures, junior ranger books, and trail maps in other areas. There's also an outside theater where we watched a video about the monument. There's also an attached bookstore that's air conditioned. Please be advised that there are no petroglyph viewing trails, museum, or any exhibits at the Information Center, so please be prepared to drive to one of the 4 trails around the area to hike or see the petroglyphs. There is no fee for parking or visiting the Visitor Center here. Petroglyph National Monument has 4 different hiking trails. 3 trails have petroglyph viewing and 1 does not. We chose to go hiking at Piedras Marcadas Canyon early the next morning after our visit to the Visitor Center. We chose to go to the Piedras Marcadas Canyon trail since it has the most petroglyphs to view. You can also see petroglyphs without binoculars, and it isn't as crowded as Rinconada Canyon, which increases the animal sightings. Piedras Marcadas Canyon is located in a neighborhood area, so it was a bit confusing for our GPS to locate it. It's located off Golf Course Road and Jill Patricia Street, behind a Valvoline oil change building, 6 miles from the Visitor Center. The parking lot is very limited, so make sure to arrive early in the morning, and it's probably better to hike early to avoid the heat. There is no entrance or user fee charged at this monument trailhead. On more popular trails like Rinconada Canyon and Boca Negra, there is a $2 parking fee on weekends and $1 on weekdays. The Piedras Marcadas Canyon is considered a easy to moderate hike and is 1.5 miles round trip. The trail is open daily from sunrise to sunset. Be aware that there is no water or restrooms, so please plan accordingly. After parking the car, we walked up the cement sidewalk to the trail. Please don't let the initial trail dissuade you. the trail is worth the trip and hike. Leash dogs are allowed on this trail. Please clean up after them. Once the cement ends, the real trail begins. The trail is sandy and mostly flat at first. The trail is clearly laid out with signage. At the beginning of the trail, you can go right or left. The trail is a loop, but trail right will lead you up the canyon and then going down. We chose to take the left trail first, then lead up to the top of the canyon and then back down. As we got further into the canyon, we could see many petroglyphs on the large volcanic rocks on the right-hand side. There are over 400 petroglyphs in this canyon, some very close, others a bit further, but still visible by the naked eye. These petroglyphs tell us a story of the life of Native Americans who once lived here hundreds of years ago. If you arrive here early in the morning or late afternoon when it's cooler, you might also get to see many animals. Actually, we were very lucky on this day. We had a lot of animal sightings while hiking here. We saw a lot of hares hopping around, and of course, where there's prey, there's predators. So we also saw a coyote, along with lots of lizards and birds. We even ran into a roadrunner. Beep beep! Please use common sense and don't get close to any animals, as they are wild and there are not many folks on this trail to get any help from. For your information, there are 3 other trails. Rinconada Canyon is a moderate 2.2 mile round trip with 300 petroglyphs. It has a $2 parking fee on weekends and 1 on weekdays. It's open from 8 to 5 p.m. And there is a restroom facility there at the trailhead. It's also open from sunset to sunrise. It's located at Unser Boulevard Northwest at St. Joseph Avenue. Please be warned about this parking lot. It is known for its break-ins, so lock your car and don't leave any valuables open in your vehicle. There's also the Boca Negra. It's a day use area and open from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. The last entry is at 4 p.m. and is strictly enforced. It's located at Unser Boulevard, a 4th mile north of Montano Road. This canyon provides 3 self-guided trails at Mesa Point, Macaw, and Cliff Base, where you can view up to 100 petroglyphs. It's about an hour. There's also a $2 parking fee on weekends and a $1 parking fee on weekdays. The last trail is the Volcano Day Use Area. It's a 4-mile round trip and has no petroglyphs, but has scenic views of the volcanic cinder cones, Rio Grande Valley, and the Sandia Mountains. The parking lot is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and access is allowed sunrise to sunset. It's located off Atrisco Vista Boulevard, and there are restroom facilities available. The bottom portion of the trail was flat and pleasant. There were even flowers blooming in this hot desert weather. We could hear the birds chirping, and although close to town, we couldn't hear traffic. It was really truly peaceful, and we felt like we had it all to ourselves. Did you know that petroglyphs are rock carvings, not rock paintings? They were made by pecking directly on the rock surface using a stone chisel and a hammerstone. When the desert varnish on the surface of the rock was chipped off, the lighter rock underneath was exposed, and it created the petroglyphs. Then we began climbing up to the top of the canyon. The climb was steep and a little bit rocky, and in this hot weather, it was a bit difficult, if I'm truthful. For obvious reasons, this trail from this point is not handicapped accessible. Once at the top of the canyon, it was harder to see the markers. We tried to stay within the trail, even though at times it was hard to decipher. We could see the back of homes and parts of the streets. Towards the end of this trail, the clear markers were again visible. and then we were treated with the view of downtown Albuquerque. It took us about 2 hours to complete this circle trail with all our stops and viewing of petroglyphs and animal sightings. We learned during our visit here that 90% of the monument's petroglyphs were created by the ancestors of today's Pueblo people. Puebloans live in the Rio Grande Valley since 500 AD, but a population increase around 1300 AD resulted in numerous new settlements, and it's believed that the majority of the petroglyphs were carved around 1300 to the late 1680s. After a peaceful hike in this sacred place, we left knowing a little bit more about the importance of both the past and present cultures of New Mexico. This canyon is a hidden treasure and highly recommended. Like this video and write a comment. We really want to hear from you so that we can keep improving our content. Happy travels! Go to hipfig.com for more information, or go to our Hipfig travel channel on YouTube and be sure to subscribe for regular updates.